When Insomniac made the big reveal that they were working on a Wolverine game a few years ago, fans got very excited, especially with the success that they'd seen with something like Spider-Man. And of course, this is before the second Spider-Man game came out, before some other people had questions about the direction they were headed, and of course, the involvement of a consultancy company that has been very much in the news and very much the kiss of death for video games. And now we finally, unfortunately, got confirmation of something people had expected for a while, that Sweet Baby Inc. is in fact involved with the Wolverine game, and with some of the images and pictures we've seen of some of the female characters, I guess it's not that much of a surprise anymore. Sweet Baby Inc. involved in Insomniac Games' upcoming Marvel's Wolverine. Playable character Jean Grey gets the ugly treatment. And yes, this is somehow Jean Grey, the Jean Grey that we're supposed to imagine that Logan is just so obsessed with. This is what she looks like in this game. Now, the Sweet Baby Inc. controversy really kicked off when it came to Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Not just because they worked on that game, but because that game was such a catastrophic failure in so many ways. We saw Sweet Baby Inc. employees lashing out. We saw them get very mad that people were identifying the different games that they worked on. Maybe there's a reason they got so defensive, because they knew that if it got out of control, it could be very, very bad for them and any game that they worked on. Well, following that, we've seen failure after failure, closure after closure from different studios that brought them in to consult, to make sure that their games are filled with DEI, that their games have enough woke agenda in them to be acceptable for these big AAA gaming companies. And now we get the unfortunate news that yes, indeed, the Wolverine game will likely be the same way. Sweet Baby Inc. is confirmed to be working on Insomniac Games' upcoming Marvel's Wolverine, as hacked video shows that Jean Grey has gotten the ugly treatment. Now, there was a hack about 6 months ago, and like early versions of the game did come out, things like that. And it's not finished, it is unfinished gameplay and things like that. But when you look at the character design, people rightfully are starting to get very, very worried. The hacked footage reveals there's gameplay that allows players to play as Jean Grey. It also revealed for designs for Jean Grey that made the character look more like Kathleen Kennedy than any Marvel's comics artist depiction of the famous member of the X-Men, let alone live-action depictions. Former World of Warcraft team lead Mark Kern, aka Grums, recently pointed this out, commenting, "Look what happened to Jean Grey from Insomniac Games." And we do have some of these screenshots right here. Yes, Marvel's Wolverine is a Sweet Baby Inc. game. Marvel's Wolverine from these leaked early screenshots of the first beautiful model to the masculine, world-weary version we have today. This is what you originally had, I believe, and then all of a sudden, you get a little bit different looking character. This is Jean Grey, at least what they have so far from this game. Look at this one. Hero Jean Grey formal in a formal gown. It does look more like Kathleen Kennedy than it would look like a superhero. And here we go, from Sweet Baby Inc. all the way back in 2021, announcing this to people. So excited and grateful to say we're part of the teams bringing Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine to life with the amazing folks at Insomniac Games. And this actually starts to make a lot of sense, because if you remember a few months ago when the Sweet Baby Inc. controversy really kicked off, who did we hear from? Oh, that's right, the narrative director for Marvel's Wolverine at Insomniac. Marvel's Wolverine Associate Narrative Director Mary Keeney attempts to defend Sweet Baby Inc. by gaslighting readers. Weird. All of this starts to make a lot more sense. She said, "I've worked with companies like Sweet Baby. I've worked with them. They're not the problem. We promise." And no, they are not the only problem. That is certainly the case. There are way more things that are going on. There's a reason there's demand for companies like this. But when it does come to this company, we've seen time after time after time, so many games they get involved with end up getting blasted. And now when you start to see a process that we've seen time after time in the game industry, these beautiful characters, these beautiful women, even if the face models are gorgeous, they for some reason feel the need to make them a little bit more ugly in the game. Because whether it's going to threaten women, that it's going to challenge women, that you have to look like this to be pretty, whatever these companies come up with, the reason why they need to uglify these female characters, we see it happening over and over and over again. And it looks like there's a very good chance that is happening to Marvel's Wolverine, especially when it comes to the character of Jean Grey. And who knows what else Sweet Baby Inc. may have got their hands on when it comes to this game. Let me know your thoughts about all this in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.